Hi everyone, this is Courtney
And Brandon.
from Ruby Red Farm. We're going to go through and talk a little bit about the jobs that we do off of the farm to make money. So, as we've mentioned before, we are essentially first generation farmers. Brandon had a little bit of a background with farming, but I actually had none going into this. And so let's talk through the different ways that we make money. I think it's important to be honest and realistic here in the sense that you're not going to make a ton of money off of homesteading right away. And so instead, we are working our tails off here in our 30s to build the homestead, but also make money, save money, and pay for all of these projects that we have planned. So we'll start with me. My job, if you will, my career is that I'm a physical therapist. And so physical therapy here in Indiana and really most of the US now is a doctorate degree. So I had to go to school for 7 years to do this. I am an outpatient physical therapist. I make pretty good money doing that, but I actually only work about 32 to 35 hours a week. That works really well for me to be able to contribute more to the homestead, but also to help raise our kiddos.
So for me, I'm a project engineer. My background, I have a degree, a 4-year degree in mechanical engineering technology. So it's a little bit more hands-on. It's not so much the theory side, but with that, I'm more mechanically inclined to work on equipment.
So let's get to the side gigs. I have so many different people tell us that they think we're a little bit crazy because we do so many different things, but we're just really diverse people. We really enjoy a lot of different things. So one of the ways that I make money on the side is that I actually teach a couple classes at a local college. It is a great opportunity for me because since I have that advanced degree from physical therapy, I was able to connect through a family member who knew of some open positions, and I'm able to teach these two different classes. One of the classes is completely online. The other is a hybrid course where I'm only going to campus about half of the weeks out of the semester. And it makes it so it really doesn't pull me away from the homestead very much, but I make close to $5,000 extra in a year just teaching these classes, and it's material that I already know and understand from being a physical therapist.
For me, my part-time job, if you will, is I'm in Air Force Reserves. I'm a aircraft metals technician, which basically means I'm a machinist and welder for generations old aircraft, we'll just say. So that's something I've been doing now for about 10 years, actually a little over 10 years now, and have no plans to quit anytime in the near future. But it is just a little extra income, and it's, we'll say, a relatively low time commitment. Other than missing a few weekends here and there and then a couple weeks a year, it's really not that bad.
It's a nice little bit of side money. It really does add up by the end of it. Now there's one other way that we make money off of the farm, and it is something that we do together, and that is we officiate college track meets. So we've been officiating college track meets for over 10 years now. I was a college athlete. I threw the discus in college, and that's how Brandon first got roped into it. He was helping at the meets as a volunteer, got encouraged to become an official, and he's been doing it ever since. Once I graduated and was allowed, I've been officiating as well. And now we treat it essentially as a paid hobby. So we're not doing nearly as many meets as we used to, but even doing 4 to 5 meets a year, it ends up where we make usually right around $200 per track meet, so $100 a piece. And again, you're doing quite a few of those throughout the year. The way we see it though is it's a hobby because we really do enjoy it. We're nerds, we love track and field. So we get to go to these meets, watch this really amazing competition, but instead of having to pay $20 to get in, we're getting paid $200 to work at this meet. Just a really nice way for us to make a little bit of extra money in the few minutes of free time that we do have.
And talking about capital, you know, hobbies are really expensive. If you get into, say, golf, personally, I like to shoot, so shooting sporting clays and things like that. And those are really expensive hobbies, model airplanes, that kind of thing. So having a paid hobby is a fantastic transition to making more money to have to invest in either a business or a farm/homestead. So that's one thing we've been really striving for with some of these transitions to homesteading, is to be able to not spend a bunch of money on, you know, things that actually don't bring benefit to us, our farm, or the kids. So.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to a budgeting bottom line, At the end of the day, you either need to be making more or spending less. And we're trying to do both at the same time. We've paid off all of our debt except our mortgage at this point, and we're trying to get to a point where we have no debt and we can have that freedom to invest a little bit more into the farm, but also then just become much more self-sustainable and not rely on the system quite as much. I think it's important when you're in these early phases of homesteading that you be creative with the ways that you make money. Okay, and we're gonna slowly transition more of those ways we make money to things that we're doing from the farm. But for right now, we're trying to just be creative with ways we make money off of the farm, because at the end of the day, we need that capital to fund all these projects and build these giant chicken coops that we keep making so that we can settle in and really live the life that we want to live.
Yeah, and one thing to be conscious of is you don't have to go at scale. You don't have to start out in scale. You know, this can be a handful of chickens in a shed.
Yep.
You know, we've kind of gone off the deep end on some of this, which we've mentioned in prior videos, and you'll see over the summer as we go. But yeah, this doesn't have to be super money heavy.
Yeah, we have our farm, our homestead, really modeled as a business and as a pretty large scale type of a farm. But when it comes to homesteading, there's no rules, there's no wrong or right way to do it. And you can, like Brandon said, start with just a few chickens, learn how to make bread, learn how to build a craft that you can sell. It can start as small or as big as you want it to. For us and the big dreams that we have, we wanted to dive in, and that required a lot of capital. So right now we are still both working that 9-to-5 job, still doing all these part-time jobs on the side.
I don't know what you mean by 9 to 5.
I know, I'm spoiled. But trying to get to that point where eventually we are working less outside of the home. This was Courtney and Brandon from Ruby Red Farm. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. We really appreciate the support. We're getting close to 1,000, guys. For now, though, have a great day. Pause for effect.
Long pause.
It's supposed to be. It's going to be the intro.
I know.